Hi guys, I'll be right here. My son just got back to college and he was locked out of his apartment. I just had to deal with this. So I'm going to be a couple minutes. If you guys don't mind just chatting in the comments for a second while I get organized, that would be awesome. I'm so sorry. It was very last minute. If somebody could just type in the chat what I just said, that'd be awesome. Oh my gosh. I am so sorry, you guys. So my son went back to school today and he literally like just got back from the airport and they changed the key system. It's like in his phone. And because it's like a new school year and he stayed in his apartment, I don't know, maybe they changed all the locks so that it would all be electronically different and the new people couldn't do anything bad, or the old people. I have no idea. All I know is he's home or not home. He's back. Why does the summer go so fast? I don't even understand. It's like 2 seconds ago that he like came home. My dog got so sad today when he was packing up. Oh my God. So let's see who's here. Hi, Felice. Michelle was dealing with her son's locking. He was locked out. Hi, Molly. Storm's here. If you're quiet, you lost your Wi-Fi again? Oh my God. Are you charged? I hope you're charged up. We had crazy storms last night. How did you guys do, Felice? It was like a nut house. It was, we went over to see my parents because my dad didn't feel well enough to come over for dinner. And I really wanted Ryan to see him before he left for school. Sorry. It's just a really scary time. Just wanted them to connect and be together before, you know, he left for school. Anyway, we went and saw him and we drove home and the sky was like green. It was not okay. Yeah. So how's everybody else doing? I'm just having empty nest syndrome and my parents are getting older at the same time and I don't know what to do. I feel like a rubber band. Does anybody else ever feel that way? Please, how's your dad doing? I can't believe how many makeup brushes I shoved in my purse this morning. Like, where was I going? I was at the boutique that I work at today, and we were making videos. So there's like all new clothing, and I'm like kind of dying. It's so hard to work at a clothing store and not want everything. Everything. And my friend Mindy has like the best taste. So it always winds up being like just everything's like so cute. Oh, all right. Let's give everybody a chance here. Hi, everyone. Michelle's dealing with her son getting locked out. Yeah. Hi, Felice. Michelle. Storm's here. Lost your Wi-Fi. I'm so sorry. It's so sucky. I hate when that happens. He left today. I know the chat will help. We have so much to chat about, and I've asked ChatGPT to do a little job for me, and I want to make sure that he did it. Yes, please just do it for the luxury and prestige brands. Right now, I've got everybody online. Thank you. Okay, you're going to do what you could get for the same money for all the brands alphabetically. Go. I was so organized, you guys. I picked up dinner. I mean, I know I didn't make it, but I brought it with me. And I got home at like, I don't know, like a while ago, and everything was fine. And then it was like chaos. I was not anticipating this today. It is so hard when they leave. What? I swear he was in his room the entire summer studying for the LSAT. And I think I probably talk to him more when he's at school. But God, I love having him under my roof. There's something like about just the feeling that you have when you go to sleep at night and you know that everybody's okay. And it was like I was tracking his flight on FlightAware, if you guys have ever used that website before. And I'm standing there picking up the food and it says, you know, Ryan landed or whatever. And I was so happy. I like it when his feet are on the ground, even if it's not the ground over here. Can't wait to get into the weeds with the prices of LV. Oh, honey, we are going there. I have a lot to say. And I'm sure that you all have a lot to say. I'm still reeling from it. When I went to sleep last night, I went to sleep late because I was hanging out with my son. And it was like our last night or whatever. And I saw that Women's Wear Daily had, you know, experienced the new collection. And then when I woke up this morning, it was like nuts. I miss my college boy. I know. How did he do driving like that second half of it by himself? I have to make sure ChatGPT asked what I asked. Okay, this is great. It would be awesome if you could put space in between each brand so that we could see them better. And I think you've left some brands out. So I don't need slides. I don't need a chart. I just need a list with space in between each one and make sure you do every brand. I find myself yelling at ChatGPT, and I think it's a problem. I have ChatGPT rage. Is that normal? I don't know. It's like yelling at your phone. I feel like a lunatic. Do you guys remember what it was like? Of course you do, because we were those people. When all of a sudden people were talking on their phones like with an earbud, and you'd be walking around somewhere and somebody would say something, you'd be like, I'm sorry, what did you say? And they'd be like, I'm on the phone. I'm on the phone. Like, it was weird seeing people walk around with talking to themselves with like no phone up to their ear. Okay, please have done this the right way. Okay, I'm going to need you to do all of the brands that were luxury and prestige. This is not all of them. And then do the ones that are only, you know, that are at the lower tier. So I am going to just throw some red meat out there right now and say, I thought the prices would be high. I did not think that it was possible for it to be $250 for an eyeshadow quad. I never use ChatGPT. I know myself, and once I do, I'll be in addiction. Don't worry about it. It's always wrong. So feel free to use it. It's like ridiculous. He was fine for the second half of the drive, got to Bethlehem early afternoon, unloaded his car, went to his storage locker, made his bed, hung up his art, and went to Target. Didn't we just teach them so well? The packaging is pristine. The prices are obscene. That could be their new tagline, Molly. Do you need a job? The packaging is pristine and the prices are obscene. We're Louis Vuitton. That is going to have to be our slogan around here now. Okay. You guys, I swear to you, over the weekend, I went on, is my light thing hanging down? The one of the Hermes lipsticks, the one that's not matte, the only one that like I would even consider eating perfume for, with the ugly packaging with the geometric shapes. And it was like $81. And I was sitting there going, that seems like a lot for a lipstick. I just don't know, especially if it smells like perfume and I'm not going to really want to wear it. And yeah, it's a pretty color. And then I was like, oh, I'll just wait until it's 15% off. And I was on to the next thing. The packaging is pristine. The prices are obscene. Can I pin that somewhere? Does this let me pin things? No. Yes, you're dying. I'm dying. Molly with the slogan of the night. I love it. This is why we're here. This is why we're together. You don't get this kind of thing when you watch a video that somebody actually edits. I am getting there. It's just Ryan needed to like go to school. Okay, let's see if this did what I asked. Okay, but there's a lot of brands missing that were in the list. It's like my Wi-Fi is like Molly's right now. Thinking longer for a better answer, like I'm fooled. I saw PM liked your post, Michelle. Who's PM? Pat McGrath liked my post? What post? One of my like Instagrams? It's not going to make me spend $250 on an eyeshadow unless on Instagram. That's so cool. Wow. Pat liked my post with the music, the LV. Huh. I'll have to look after GPT is done screwing up my live. That's so fun. I have been playing with this little baby. Oh, blinding everybody. I forgot I took the thing off. If this was the right color combination for me, it would be perfect because the formula is chef's kiss. I know she's working on a lighter one. I just found that out. I'm going to need fair, and this is light, and we'll get to that. But like, this is good stuff. Like it. So Pat liked my post with the music. What music was on there? Was it like fancy music? I don't remember. Was it the one about money, or she works hard for the money, or one of those? Because I was trying to go with this is expensive. I don't know which one it was. I'll have to look later. Hilarious. Okay, so you guys opened up Instagram today, and I'm sure there was like a barrage of Louis Vuitton reactions. Too dark, the concealers and the highlighters. Yeah. We'll get to it. I mean, I made myself look more tan today because I like went heavy on the bronzer. I haven't touched my anything except I just threw on some lipstick like real haphazardly just so I could not die. Does Mary Phillips compare to Mob? It's such a different I'll compare them. I feel like maybe Mob's, it has a little more to it. Like with Mob, you can kind of use it as a foundation or you can like thin it out. This is not a foundation. This is a color corrector, 2 highlighters, and 2 contours. On me, it was kind of like a bronzer, which she does say, like when she's doing the video, that she prefers to use a cooler tone. Let me get like a piece of paper or something. Okay. So this one you can use like as a bronzer because it's like a warmer brown. And then this is a cool tone brown, but not on me. Like this kind of is still a bronzer on me. And then these 2 are the highlighters. And you can see that like this is darker than my skin. And this is a color corrector. So that's like okay, because it's like the pinky peach. So it was like I kind of had to just sort of change a little bit of it. So we'll see. Does the Mary Phillips compare to Mob? I mean, it's interesting. Like Salt New York, if you've tried it, does it look too deep for me for concealer too? I'm going to demonstrate it, so I'll show you. I'll show you. I watched some of her videos, you know, when I was practicing, like last night when the palette came, and I had just washed my face. And I didn't really notice last night because I was more like worried about, you know, knowing where to place everything. I do think that it's going to be a really inexpensive way to replace your concealer, your highlighter, your contour, and your bronzer. And for travel, this is like a no-brainer. You know, like you could just do this and it would probably be fine as long as you had some sort of a color that was going to work. I've never used Salt New York, but it's a very, I'll describe the formula for you. It's very thin and very blendable. It's very agreeable. I didn't find it to be drying or anything like that. It's just not the right, it's just a little dark for me. So we'll get there. All right. So ChatGPT was supposed to do a real big favor for me over here. And I'm hoping that this worked, but we'll just have to wing it and take a look. Okay, good. I might just open up another tab here and just see if I can do this. I feel so discombobulated from that little snafu. And everything worked out so well, except when I booked his ticket, I booked a ticket from Denver to Chicago. And then I knew he had a bag and stuff, and there's like different times of flights that are like cheaper. And I can like, if he has bags to check, it kind of makes more sense to put him in first class. And I did on this one. And it wasn't like the shitty first class. It was like the kind that goes to Hawaii. He's like, Mom, I have a bed. I was like, enjoy, because you're going to be sharing an apartment with 3 other dirty boys pretty soon. All right, let's see if I got my list. Unable to load. Oh no, it was able to load. Oh yeah. Okay. So I got curious. I started thinking. I was like planning on doing this myself, but then I remembered that ChatGPT exists and I could just tell it what to do. So we're going to take a look at this together. If it's wrong, I'll ask him to do something different and we'll come back to it. Okay. Are we ready? Oh my God, he had a bed. It was just on United because they have like the most flights to Denver. Normally we fly American. That's like a lot of our miles are, but the schedule is so much better. Like if flights get canceled, he has more of a chance of getting out because there's so many like snowstorms and stuff. And the plane that he was on goes from Hawaii to Denver to Chicago to Denver to Hawaii. So this is the same plane that I took when I flew home with COVID. I got COVID when I took Ryan to college, and I literally had to like stay a few days in the hotel sick. I put like 3 masks on because I didn't want to get anybody else sick. And my sister hooked me up with some kind of mild thing, whatever, and got me on a flight. And it was like a bed. And I got home and it was just awesome. But he was like taking pictures. He's like, I have a separate foot thing. It was very funny. Very funny. You fly United exclusively. I gotta drink some coffee. I think he'd like to fly United exclusively at this point. Okay. Are you guys ready to see this? God, I hope that it shows up right. Okay, why? Here we go. Okay. Here we go. So I asked, I don't even know if you can read this, but somebody tell me I'm scrolling to the beginning. If you can't read it, let me know. I'm going to have this as a link by the end of this so that you can see it. Not the best, but it does have the most flights. I just saw today that they're going to do a $1.3 billion expansion at O'Hare. I don't understand. Like, where? How much more traffic could we possibly put there? Not that it's the best, but it does have the most flights. I have to agree. All right, you guys, I don't know if you can see this, and I'm not going to do every single brand, but I asked ChatGPT to tell me for the same money what we could get from one brand versus getting one lipstick at Louis Vuitton. And then also, what could you get from that brand eyes-wise? And then what could you get from Louis Vuitton would be one quad. Can you read the letters at all, or should I just take it down and share? Just need a little idea. I can't decide if I'm like hot or cold today. Can you guys see this or no? You can't read it? Okay. Let me get rid of it. And I will just share with you. So let's just start with the heavy hit, okay? We're going to go straight to Hermes. For $160 at Hermes, you can get 2 lipsticks. And for the eyeshadows at Hermes, you can get an eyeshadow quad, a liner, and a mascara and still be under one palette. Give me a brand. I'll go anywhere. Give me a brand. If it's on here, I'm going to say it. Just throw it in. I started with Hermes because to me, it's the most ridiculously priced brand that I can think of off the top of my head. Prada. Here we go. If we go to Prada, we can get a monochrome lipstick, another monochrome lipstick, a monochrome balm, and a lip pencil, and just be right around the 160 mark. Ah, it's crazy. And then for eyes, you could get 2 dimension eyeshadow palettes, an augmented mascara, and a dual liner for less than 1 eyeshadow quad from Louis Vuitton. Tom Ford. Isn't this funny, you guys? This is what ChatGPT is for, to do the heavy lifting. Okay, at Tom Ford, you could get a lip color, a lip matte, a gloss luxe, and still be right around the same money. You could also get an eye color quad, a powder eye color, an emotion-proof mascara, an eye-defining pen, and be, or you could get 2 quads and a mascara. It gave me 2 on that one, two different options. All right, let's do a really funny one. Let's go to Tower 28 because I saw you guys, they are coming out with these really nifty, like water-based, sparkly, like eyeshadow. It seems like a like almost like a balm looking type of thing, like a cream eyeshadow, but they're real sparkly and pretty. So at a brand like Tower 28, you could get 3 of their lip jellies, you could get 3 of their juice bombs, you could get a liner and an SOS lip and a Beach Please lip and cheek and 1 liner for less than that. And for eyes, you could get a Make Wave mascara, a Beach Please times 3, 1 liner times 3, a Swipe All Over eye times 4, an SOS spray, a Bronzino, and a jelly and a juicy. That was a lot. Valentino. Valentino, you could get a Russo Valentino, a second one, and then a Liquid Rosso, 2-in-1, and a liner. So that's like 4 lip products. And then for their eyes, you could get an eye to cheek, another eye to cheek, a color flip palette, a twin liner, and a magnificent mascara for the same price. Anybody else have a brand they want? I hopefully I have them. Let's see. Let's go to Gucci. How about that? Let's go to Gucci. Gucci, you can get a rouge satin lip, a rouge voile. See, I should never have done this one because I can't say the words. Another rouge lipstick, we'll call it, a gloss, and a liner. And then for eyes, you could get the big floral one, a mascara, a stylo liner, and a brow pen. Dolce. Okay, Dolce & Gabbana, you could get the one and only lipstick, a Dolissimo, I think that's how you say it, Dolissimo, matte liquid lip, a lip liner, a lip gloss, and a lip care. And for eyes, you could get a Feline Eyes Intense Quad, a Mono Emotion Eyes Liner, a Passion Eyes Mascara. I love these things. Brow Powder Duo, an Illuminator. Yes. It was really funny. If you guys follow Danielle, who is Fedaro Beauty, she was one of the first people that I saw that commented on the prices, not just showed the product. And I don't want to misquote her, so let me just tell you exactly what it said. If you don't follow her, you should. She is an amazing photographer. She's great with the reviews, and she gets so much stuff because I think she lives in the Netherlands. Okay. So she wrote $150 for a lipstick and $210 for an eyeshadow. Wait, and she's not even right. That's not even how the euro went with us. And she wrote, let that sink in for a moment. No, thank you, LV. And I responded to her, let them eat cake. She was dying. Oh, okay. We had Dolce. You know what I meant? I'm not wearing my glasses. I did. Oh, Clé de Pré. Okay, let's do that one. Are we ready? At Clé de Pré, you could get a lipstick cashmere, a lipstick shine, and a lip pencil for the same price. And for eyes, you could get an eyeshadow quad, a cream eye color, an intensifying liquid eyeliner, and a perfect lash mascara. And I think of Clé de Pré as obscene. You know, like it's not like normal expensive. It's like more than normal expensive. I've got them all here. How about Christian Louboutin? You could get a velvet matte lipstick and a refill. And for eyes, you could get an eye color, a tape, I don't know what that is, a vinyl liner, a velour liner, and a brow definer. Did you guys think that this is what it was going to be? I just saw Khaki thumbnail on her LV, let them eat cake. She stole that from me. She did. I said it this morning. Let them eat cake. It was mine. You could look at the timestamp. I don't even think fast on my feet anymore. YSL. Hi, Heather. If I haven't said hi to you guys yet, it's because I haven't come up for air yet. My son was locked out of his apartment if you came in late. Okay, YSL Beauty, you can get a Rouge Pure Couture, a Rouge Pure Couture, I don't know what this means, a Volupte Shine, and a liner for the same money. And for eyes, you could get the Couture Clutch eyeshadow palettes, 2 of them, a Lash Clash mascara, a Crush liner, and a Sequin mono. It sounds like a whole eye look. It's a lot. Westman Atelier. I mean, you know, not a cheap brand. You can get a lip suede and a lip balm and a lip brush and a second squeaky clean. Or you could do the lip suede with the squeaky and the lip brush. And then for iPods, you can get one of those, an I Love You mascara, a pencil, and a lit up stick that you can use as an eye gloss. I'm going to make this public. Victoria Beckham. Let's face it, when the other night when I heard that her foundation would be 110, I was like, okay, it's not that bad. I just paid almost that for, you know, Tom Ford, and she doesn't have big money behind hers. It's all, you know, not from a conglomerate. You could get a Posh lipstick, another Posh lipstick, a Posh lip gloss, a lip definer, and a bitten lip tint. For eyes, you could get a smoky eye brick, a lid luster, a satin kajal liner, a Future Last mascara, an eyewear shadow stick duo, a lid luster, and a kajal. Kajal. Westman came out with Garcon Highlight today, and I ordered it because it's my favorite. For me, that was just an instantaneous yes. Like, why is this not something that we've had all along? Would have loved it. Would anyone like to, oh, my Wi-Fi is so weird, you guys. Sorry if I'm cutting out. I knew this was going to be expensive, but this is offensive. I want the exact quote again. I'm going back. There has to be a way for me to pin this. Oh my God. All right, I am going to open up Instagram though, because we're going to take a look at it. Oh, actually, you know what? I've saved it all of my photos. That'll be so much easier. Let me dump the list that you can't read. Some of these photos are going to be mixed up because like if I click on something that I want to post later, I save it to my photos and they're not organized. So, okay. So the first one that I saw was that. And honestly, like, I think it's very, very pretty. I think, what do you think? Sarah Creel released some new concealer shades, and I think MP Lipstick released, I got in-stock notification, which means nothing for Sephora. Did Sarah Creel already add these shades? Because, you know, today is 10% off, so I really do want to know. Does anybody know? Oh, there are new shades, Heather. Let's go here. Let's all go to Sephora together. It'd be so fun. Field trip. Okay. I hope she came up with something pinky and lighter. Praying. Okay. Okay, we got Fair Warm If you were fair and warm, you'd be excited right now. Oh, wait a minute. Wrong screen. Hold on. Okay. So we got fair warm. We got fair light neutral. Light neutral warm. Light medium neutral. Medium neutral warm. Medium deep neutral. So she's calling number one fair light cool still. What is the top look like? Usually it's sitting here. I was hoping for a lighter shade. I'll be honest. I was hoping for like a 0.5. Did anybody get a shade that wanted one? All right. And what's the other thing you said? An in-stock item for Mary Phillips? Her lipsticks did not. There's one liner that the one that I want is still not there. All right, but let's take a look at her palettes because I do want to show them to you guys. So this is the medium palette, and the first color for each palette is the color corrector. And then you have the two highlighter shades next to that. And then next to that, you've got what she's referring to as contours. Like one of them is definitely meant to be a warmer tone. If this is the right palette color for you, it would be more of a bronzer, and then the contour would be a contour. It was just, I think it was like her way of giving two shades. And I think people are more interested now in sculpting the face versus creating severe lines. I like the purple quad. We're gonna go back to that. I need like a dose of reality for a second. I've been so excited about this release. I really love the packaging of the LV, but the price takes the pretty away. All right, we can go back to this. She released the concealer shades. I need a fair pink. I do too. I wish I waited because I got 6. It's freaking orange, and 5.5 would have been way better. Go return it. Go return it. What you do is you buy the other one and then you return that one and say they put the wrong one in. Can't stand when they don't do that. Sephora liars. I got the in-stock notification for those lipsticks today. Okay. Well, I'd like to see the blushes come back. Her blushes looked really good. And I've got pictures of those from like the first view. All right. Can we like show of hands here? Who wants to hopping off for a sec? Okay. Who wants to talk about LV and who wants to do the Mary Phillips first? You guys tell me. And in all seriousness, I'm going to excuse myself for 1 second to freshen up in the ladies' room because I did not have a chance to since my son got locked out of his apartment. Can you guys chat for 1 second so I can run to the restroom? Is that like really inappropriate? But I'm sorry. I've been like drinking coffee and stuff. What do you want me to put up here? Do you want me to put the concealer shades up here so you guys can see those again? Or would you like to look at Valentino? I'll just leave this up for a second. And I'll put the light one now. Oh my God, thank you so much. It reminds me of the days when I was still a teacher, you guys. When you had to go to the bathroom and you were a teacher and you would like stand by the door of your classroom with it open, like praying for another adult to come by so that you could like run to the bathroom. And there were definitely days when you had to get there. Not an easy task when you're a teacher. Mary Phillips, because Elvie's going to be a long check. I agree. Let's do the fun stuff first. Okay. So from what I understand from looking at her, I started watching her tutorials and she did an interview. Let me pull this up because I thought it was not like an interview, but she did like a high allure thing. Okay, here we go. I'm going to take this off. Okay. Hold on a sec.
I'll enjoy. Hi, Allure. I'm Mary Phillips, and I'm going to show you around my beauty space. Come on. I've been a makeup artist for 20 plus years. So if you would have told my high school self that I would have this much product. And this, by the way, is so toned down. This is my beauty closet. I love testing products. I get probably everything sent to me under the sun, which is the coolest part about my job, and I get to try everything out. This is where I keep some of my favorite products. This is definitely where we like pull to refill our kit. These are like fun like lipsticks and glosses. I have some old stuff too, products I loved that are discontinued now that I keep a hold of just to kind of look back on. So we got lashes. We have skincare. These are a couple of my favorites. This is Augustinus Bader and Skin Medica. I go through these a lot, so they're kind enough to keep me well stocked. I'm so lucky to have people send me so many amazing products and I get to try everything. So this is my bathroom. This is where I get ready. This is my favorite skincare. As a makeup artist, skincare is so important. I am also, fun fact, a licensed esthetician. My skin routine is very extensive. So this is it. I always start every skincare with Dr. Diamond Medicine, the plasma. This is one of my favorite things ever. This whole line is incredible. One of my favorite face oils is by the Beauty Sandwich. He does my facials. This product is incredible. Your skin is your canvas, so the makeup's only gonna look as good as like your skin is. So we're just gonna shift to the right a little bit. And this is my little at-home bathroom studio where I do all my videos. So this is my m.ph underpainting palette. This product came into works because after my underpainting technique went viral, I was like, wait, I need to give the people this product and the products I actually use, because everybody was like, what product is that? What product is that? This was such a fun experience to get to finally put all of these products in one place. You're gonna have a color corrector, 2 highlights, 2 contours. Finally get to give it to you guys so everybody can have it in their hands. This is really, really exciting for me. And here's where I keep all my overliner lip pencils. We created 8 shades of the overliner lip pencil. They are all beautiful nude shades. And then I always go over it with the lip siggy. And I'm obsessed with this Main Jumbo Hot Round Brush. It makes doing my hair so easy. Thank you, Jen Atkin, for this. Love a good dry shampoo. I love the Way one. It smells so good. And then a few of my favorite fragrances. I really love Byredo and Tom Ford. And then of course my makeup lights. These are by TML, themakeuplight.com. These are incredible. I use 2 of them and I like stick my phone right in the middle. And that's it. Thanks, Allure. Thanks for coming by and hanging out with me. Gotta go. Bye.
Okay. So her giant drawer of Augustinus Bader made me want to cry when I first saw that. If you guys haven't watched, oh, shoot. If you haven't watched the video that Rebecca did about influencers and content creators and PR, it's a must see. I am going to show you what it is that she created, and I want everybody to understand that, like, even right now, it looks like I have more color than I really do. I'm going to take all of this off and we're going to start fresh. But this is from a full day. I didn't touch it. You can still see that I have, you know, cheekbones and stuff. There's some things that I would change though as a person who's not perfect. Thank you. And things are not necessarily in the spot that you would want them to be in. But I'm going to take this off. I did use the Lisa Eldridge skin tint because it's my favorite. I didn't want to use the Armani one because I haven't used it enough to know if it's truly as light in coverage as the Lisa Eldridge one is. My skin is just like exhausted. Okay. I'm going to try not to wipe off all of my eyeshadow and stuff because I did want to show you that the Suku still looks like this after whatever time I got ready this morning. I don't know, 12 hours ago. Okay. I'm going to put a little clear lip balm on just so that I don't die. I didn't plan on dying. This is very odd. I normally like run in here, like when I get home, I organize all my stuff, but I was trying to be like not sad and with my husband. All right, so I'm just gonna put some of this on because it feels good. This is from Suku. This is their new treatment wrapping lip gloss, and hello, if you order from them, you're gonna love it. It feels so good. They do have a clear. Okay, so for the palettes, she designed, I'm sorry if I'm blinding you guys, a dual-ended brush to use with this product. So you've got like a kind of shorter hairs on this side, and then they kind of come up longer over here. So this one, they go up all the way, and this one, they're like a gradient. And then this side you can use for concealer and for like your nose contour, stuff like that, getting into like those small spaces. So according to Mary, with these palettes that I did, God, I really wish that I hadn't taken that thing off of here. Okay. So this is your color corrector. And the one thing that she says, I think that we all already know, is that it's not a concealer. It is a color corrector. So she says only go where it's dark. Well, she doesn't have the kind of dark that I have right now inside. You have to sort of like take everything with a grain of salt if you're a mature skin person like myself. These are the highlight colors, and I'm just showing that you guys, my skin is lighter than these. And then this, as you can see, looks super warm next to my complexion, but this one also does, like if you don't have something to compare it to. So I'm thinking there's a fair coming, because she was talking about the different how this is what they started with, and I was like, I didn't even think of that there was even an option that we could have gotten a fair. Like I just thought light, medium, and deep would cover everything, but I guess I was like living in fantasy land. This is a really great moisturizer if you are looking for it to do nothing but moisturize. Like if you are literally just putting this like over your serums, it's by Dew, the brand that has the good eye patches. It's a really nice rehydrator, you know, just good moisturizer. It's just no bells and whistles, just straight moisture, really good stuff. And I don't care that she doesn't say to do this. I like to put some kind of primer on my skin. I'm just at that point in life where I need it. So it's going on. Maybe if I can open it. That's my arthritis at night. Okay, so I'm just taking a little bit. This is the Chanel Fluid Illuminador, blah, blah. And I just need a little pick-me-up. Not a lot. Just a little. Just a little. I just feel like you're going to prep your skin no matter what. When you use this stuff, you're going to have sunscreen on. You're going to have your serums, all that stuff. It's been all day, so didn't put anything. So I'm going to start by not blinding you, and I'm going to go into this color corrector. And she starts out in this part of the eye. And I do think the color corrector is a good color. It's a peachy pink. These are very soft and very creamy. And I want to try to show you the texture. And then they're very easy to blend. It's nothing harsh. She did a really great job on the formula, I feel like. Kind of let down that most of her stuff isn't even available yet. I am positive that something bad happened, and I don't know how that would feel like if it was my brand. You know, like I thought about that. Getting everything for free. I know, but overwhelming to look at. I know. I know. I know. I know. We all have our feelings on this stuff. I will say, like, I believe she thought she was launching with all of these SKUs and something happened. And I'm sure she was devastated. Can you even imagine? Like, hi, I'm going to Sephora. My stuff got screwed up and it's not going to be there. Who knows? All right, so I'm going to look into this mirror over here. I hope you guys can see this way. And I am color correcting where I'm dark. And I'm trying to be really mindful to not put this product anywhere that I'm not dark. And I'm looking for shadows. So I tend to kind of move my head around a little bit and see myself from different angles. And I know she talked about being kind of dark around here. And she does use this pretty liberally. And then she talks about how over here, she does tend to get darkness. And I know from doing the makeup that you're going to want to have a gradient over here in order to get the lift that you want. So I'm putting that here. And it's difficult for me to make a very straight line here because I'm not a straight line right here. Like there's skin that's not where Mary's is. So you kind of have to fill in over here. Who's texting me? Okay. And I'm looking over here. She does talk a little bit about working with your angles. And this is one of them. And I'll show you what happens over here once we get the contour going. So I am, if I went to go and blend this right now, I could blend the whole thing out. Like that's how lightweight and not heavy this formula is. It's kind of amazing to me. I'm going to do a little correcting like on some of my spots. But to have a formula like this that's so easy to apply and it isn't thick or heavy feeling is really kind of nice. I'm going to do one side just so like we can make fun of the other side. I'm just kind of looking to see like where do I have darkness? Where do I have shadow? Where do I want to be a little lighter? And the light is going to bring the things forward and the dark is going to bring things back. So like there are spots on me that she doesn't have. And she went to town over here. Like, you could tell, like, she's used to, like, blanking people out. And that might look good in a TV or like on a video, but in real life, I don't feel like that's a good look. I think we've all kind of seen the contour phase in that way. This is different. So I've color corrected pretty much where I can see darkness. I have a little bit here. And then you can, you know, sort of color correct like your real dark area over here. I just don't always love the way that concealer sits over there. So I'm kind of, you know, trying to get to know the formula first. Okay. So now that I've color corrected, you can kind of see that this would be my concealer color. And the two colors that are here for the concealer are a little bit dark for me, but we're gonna make it work. So I'm gonna go in right now just with a little of it. Even though I'm kind of cheating on her technique, I need to do this for me. You know, like I needed to add that. What she does is she says to take this side of the brush that's got like the long side, and I'm dipping into the sorry guys, the contour color, which is the one in the palette that is cooler. And she literally went like this, and she pulled like this, and she likes to start here in the angle that you would want to be, kind of from here up. And then she talked about like the top of the brow being like where you want to pull to. And this isn't supposed to be like horribly dark, but this is where she starts with the lift. And you can already see just from looking at that it is lifting. And then when you go up here, what I noticed, even though she didn't say this, she still looks at the point of lift to be here. And when you create the shadows, you do that with this in mind. So it's going to be smaller over here, and you have to spread it so that everything goes to here. And you can see how easy this is to blend. It's like just a breeze. Okay, so does everybody see what happened here? And then this part up here on the forehead, you're still pulling to that same spot. She called it like where the shadow would be, but I noticed that when she did it, she kept thinking of this. And then she went like this and said, you need to feel where your bone is. Now for me, I'm going higher. Okay, like I don't want my cheek to be down here anymore with this stuff hanging down. I have to lift everything. And she does talk about giving yourself a lift. And she says to go like right here. I go even a little bit higher and kind of go on the cheekbone because my face has fallen more than hers. And she did like my comment. You know, she asked what kind of tutorials that we were looking for. And I said, please do somebody with mature skin. So I went up here, and then right away, I'm going to take a little bit of her concealer and just define that like that, creating that angle without having to make this super dark. She talks about using the lighter one to make the contour not so dark. And I think that what happened to a lot of us with contour was that, you know, we were putting so much of it on. And right now we're basically building the bones, the framework, the what is going to hold up the makeup. Anybody have anything that they want to add right now? Your husband's on the phone. I'm missing so much of this live. You can watch it later. From here, all these girls that don't wear eyeshadow, they're all getting an eyeshadow from this, I noticed. She takes a little bit here and talks about either defining the jaw, and I like to just go up a little bit higher just so that that shadow helps me out. Okay, so we have an angle here, and an angle here, and an angle here. She also talks about one that could be here, and this one is with light. So I'm taking the lighter of the two concealers, and I'm just going to kind of connect that to this highlight that I did underneath the contour, just so we have a little bit of symmetry going, which is really helpful for somebody with mature skin, because we do want to definitely trick the eye. And I suggest kind of going slowly and kind of pulling through it. Now, I noticed for me, I do have to use some other brushes at different parts of this, and I'll show you where those are just to make it a little bit easier. I was like, oh my God, I have to use her brush for everything, but you don't. I am going to take a little bit of the contour here and just make sure that I'm defined. And then I'm going to work on the nose. She likes to start at the eyebrow and go here, but you know how some people go on the side? She likes to actually go on top of the bone, and she only goes about halfway. And I was like, thank goodness, because I cannot handle that nose contour with the craziness. All right, so I'm just doing to here. On the nose, I'm going to have to do both sides, you guys, because otherwise you're not going to get to really see what that looks like. So I've connected here, and I've gone up onto this. Now she says that you can go across here if you want, and that some people like to do it underneath here to kind of make it look like their nose is going up. But I've seen that in real life, and it doesn't look like what I want to look like, so I don't do that. I'm going to take the lighter of the highlight and just go right down the nose. And this is where you start seeing the differences that it's going to make having the light and dark placed the way that she does. She likes to put a flower here, the highlighter. Now, I am purposely going into the lighter highlighter a lot more than the darker one because the darker one is not the right color for me. And the light one is slightly yellow and it needs to like lean a little bit more pink. But you can see this framework now that we have going. And you can go in and anywhere you want to strengthen, you can. And then she takes a very soft brush, I noticed, like softer than what I was expecting. I might as well get the brushes out that I was using with this. Okay. For blending for this foundation, because I want to go over it really lightly without touching, I don't really have like a brush that I would use for foundation besides this, but don't let the color fool you. It's just a very loose brush that, you know, you have to put a lot of pressure down to get it to do a lot. And then I take my palette and I'm just going to use some of the Lisa Eldridge because it's such a nice, easy, reliable skin tint. I'm literally putting 2 drops on here. And I'm going to really prime the brush and get it up into the brush. And then I am just going to start to buff some of that onto my face. And she said, you know, like even if you don't make your contour and your highlight and all that stuff perfect, you're going over it with the foundation brush anyway. You're not really going to see too much of what you've messed with. And so what you wind up with here is some nice definition. She does talk about going back in. Now she says for her, she uses this as her like bonus bronzer. I'm going to just reinforce the contour a little bit just to get a little extra definition, super lightly right here. And again, up here, just a little. And this is on top of the foundation. And then if you feel like you did too much, you can go back in with your foundation brush. And you don't want to have, you want to be, you know, you want lines, but you don't want lines, if you know what I mean. You want there to be that definition, but you don't want there to be the gray line that people see, like when you turn your head, you know, it looks great here, but nowhere else. And then she takes her bronzer. I'm just going to use a brush that I use for bronzer sometimes and just kind of hit myself where I would get sun. Just to give myself a little bronzing. And I felt like I really needed to bronze up to kind of work my way up to this color. But you guys, these products are so easy to use, so easy to blend, so nice on the skin. I want to like really zoom you in so that you can like see before I even powder or highlight. So you're getting the angle here, and then what she talks about doing is like looking straight in. And I like a little highlighter here. And it was funny, she was doing Desi Perkins on one of her videos, and Desi Perkins likes to take her contour and go in here, like to really define the Cupid's bow, which I thought was like kind of cute. And I'm looking at my nose, and it doesn't look like that crazy stripey thing that I had going because it blended with the foundation, even that just little bit of just light buffing. And I always like a little bit back here to like really define this at my age here. It's hard. I'm looking at myself backwards in here right now. But this is what a contour should look like. It shouldn't be like when I turn that, you know, I'm weirdly striped. And this is with no blush. So let's get a little blush. She is coming out with blushes. She's coming out with cream blushes. And Hailey Bieber is one of her clients. So this is one of my favorite blushes that I own. It is called Sleepy Girl. And I just like to take a little bit on my finger. And you guys, I am going to do a full road breakdown with everybody because I think I have every single product. I don't have every single color. I think I'm missing like one or two. And I don't have her lip peptide here, but I can speak to the formula and I can go over all the skincare before she launches. So I will be doing that. I like to take my blush right up by my eye. And my rule for me is that I do not like to go past the middle, the pupil anymore. Because this part of my cheek is no longer, you know, the star of the show. It's not like where I have volume. So you kind of have to fake it. And now I'm starting to look real tan. When I look in the mirror, you can see that I'm very much bronzed, which doesn't bother me. It's summer right now, and I think it's fun. But what I did do when I was leaving the house was I did take a little bit of my Victoria Beckham concealer just to brighten up this area, and I used a powder. She talks about using powders, but I just want to show you. I'm going to use the a liquid right now because I don't want to kind of mess with a good thing that we've got going. I'll just use this to just those couple little spots that I see that could be brighter. And this is the Lisa Eldridge technique anyway. There is, do you guys know Charlotte Parlor? She's got a really nice video up today about the history of the underpainting and how Kevin Aquan in his Making Faces book talks about building that foundation underneath the foundation. And then there was a nod to Scott Barnes also. We all saw him do that on Tati, and we've seen J-Lo looking fantastic for a very long time. And he really believes in underpainting also. And I found it really interesting to watch Charlotte's video, and I'm tempted to put it on real quick just so you guys could hear the history. Can you all humor me for a second? Because I think you'll really enjoy it. Yeah. Hold on. No. Did it go away? Here we go. Ready?
You know this viral image? It wasn't contour, it was underpainting. Kim's makeup artist in this image is Scott Barnes, and media just ran with the idea of highlighting contour, forgetting to mention that he would have put a foundation over this dramatic base. But Miss Mary, you have changed everything. Backing up the history because I'm a nerd, underpainting has been a makeup technique for years with its origins in stage makeup, drag, and even Kevin Aucoin's references the idea of using foundation over contour. But if you really want to get into it, underpainting is the first layer of paint applied below a finished painting to give structural and tonal direction to the beginning of the work. Van Eyck was known to underpaint, Leonardo da Vinci was known to, Titian, Rembrandt, and while this palette from m.ph, I feel like Renaissance painting. It helps you understand where you light and shadow, gives dimensional structure. This palette is basically a paint by numbers and teaches you a tried and true technique with the Mary Phillips spin. And the formula, it melts into the skin. And for the first time, I've done a nose contour without looking like I've had a physically trying day behind the counter of a bakery. I'm really excited to see what m.ph comes out with next because she's a makeup artist getting it right. So Sephora, when's the next drop? You know this viral image? It wasn't
Okay, she does have part 2, which I haven't seen yet. Should we watch it? Yay or nay? We're here, right?
And this is how you underpaint when you have no idea what you're doing. Skin prep, gentle exfoliation, antioxidants, peptides, and calming and soothing. Hydrating step. Tiny bit of Instant Angel. Sunscreen. Work in layers. Now I know what you're thinking. She's a grease ball. I'm going to take my dog for a walk. My hair out of my way. Palette. Start with color correction, which is something I have never been able to master. My eyes already. Look at that difference. Very lightly tap. I'm going to go in with the light color where I went a little high on that. There, concentrate it right there. I'm gonna bring it down my nose. Go in with contour, step 1. You can actually use the concealer to kind of correct it. And then you actually bring it up, which I thought was really good advice. I want it. See, and you can just kind of clean it very easily with the,
oh, shoot.
and this is how you
I'm sorry. I had to pause it for a second. Her face is low. It doesn't go as low as ours yet, or at least as mine.
Paint when you have no idea what you're doing. Skin prep, gentle exfoliation, antioxidants, peptides, and calming and soothing. Hydrating step. Tiny bit of Instant Angel. Sunscreen. Work in layers. Now I know what you're thinking. She's a grease ball. I'm going to take my dog for a walk. My hair out of my way. Palette. Start with color correction, which is something I have never been able to master. My eyes already. Look at that difference. Very lightly tap. I'm going to go in with the light color where I went a little high on that. There, concentrate it right there. I'm going to bring it down my nose. Go in with contour, step 1. You can actually use the concealer to kind of correct it. And then you actually bring it up, which I thought was really good advice. I want it. See, and you can just kind of clean it very easily with the product that you primed into this. Quite highlighted. You see how well that blends? Very blendable. I actually use this side and I very lightly brush is I can just clean up. I use this like my magic eraser. My jaw is quite strong, my TMJ. So I'm just gonna contour. Soft Coral, KJH. Love that this is cream to powder because it's actually gonna dry beautifully. And I actually don't like bringing blush near my nose because I just find that it looks like my rosacea. I'm mixing my own shade because, girl, my skin hasn't seen the sun since like 2004. Okay, and now I'm ta-da. I'm gonna add it right on the apple. Hi. Cute. And this is how you underpaint when you have no idea what you're doing.
Okay. So if you saw where her contour was, I lift up. I go above where I would normally be. Like if you look here at me, it would be like down here. And that's not what you want. I want it to look lifted. If I could lift every part of me, I would lift it all up again. The dog's tail. I love the angle here, like to kind of think about how I want to straighten myself, you know. And I love, one of the things that I like to do every day is why are these all broken all of a sudden? Take a little bit of this, and I like to give myself a little highlight right there. So I think it's not about just using, this product. It's also the way that you use your product. So if you own a cream contour, a cream bronzer, if you have concealers, you can do this now. Basically, what you're going to do is a very light application. Now, this is especially easy to blend and it's especially lightweight. It is definitely not as thick as the Mob Beauty, like when Molly was asking me. You should be this close all the time. Okay. That's pretty close, but sure. We'll go with it. I'm sorry. This is really, I have to say, chef's kiss on the formula. Yes, maybe she needs to expand her color range because she probably self-funded her brand or got a little tiny bit of seed money and then had to like make it work. But what a good start. And I don't mind looking a little bit tan. And I think you all can see, I'm just going to use a little bit of this over here, even though I have eyeshadow on, just to show you, because truthfully, if I didn't already have eyeshadow on, you would see that everything is coming to here. And I took my Sonia G and my Angie Hot and Flashy. My Angie Hot and Flashy, I went into the lighter of this, and I really wanted to have a clear definition here. Because what I noticed with all of the girls that she has done is that there's this little bit of light here, which really makes it so you don't need to be darker here or here. It's about the contrast more than anything. It's about defining, but having them meet and blend. So you're not stripe, 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 stripe. And because you're doing the underpainting, because you're going over it with a super lightweight hydrating moisturizer or foundation, skin tint, I would say, even something as light as like the Summer Fridays. I'm trying to think of like some really light formulas. You are going to get this really beautiful effect because her product underneath is so blendable that just that little bit still leaves you defined, but this is not Kardashian looking to me. I mean, is it to you guys? I need like some feedback, because like maybe I just like don't know how to do, what it is that everybody's looking for, but I like the idea of being a little lighter right here. And I even find if I go like this, it makes this look not as low on me. So these are just some things that like I normally like to try to do. And what I've seen another makeup artist do, her name is Allie Martin. Is that right? I think it's Allie Martin. She's a NARS person, and she likes to put a tiny bit of dark, like here, to make it look like, you know, your cheek is so big that it's like heavy and hanging over kind of thing. But it kind of works, you know? I don't mind smoke and mirrors if they're working for me. I think this is a beautiful product. I think she is off to a beautiful start. I think that this is going to make everybody's job easier. And I can't remember if it's 44 or 46 or 48, but if you're getting a color corrector and 2 highlighters, concealers, whatever, a bronzer and a contour for that money, I mean, I'd like to know how long this is going to last. By the way, this is not shitty. This is heavy and weighty, and like you feel the closure, that like magnetic snap, and the mirror is really a nice mirror. Like you can actually sit there with the stuff and see like what's going on and hold it in your hand, which is so nice. Oh my God, now my Aunt Maria is calling me. It looks beautiful, making sense how it all comes together. It really does. And I'm going to tell you, I took it a step further than she did. I understand that she calls that the highlight. For me, I still like a little highlight. Not a lot, because I'm not a highlighty kind of person, but something light, something easy, the Balm Chanel or Victoria Beckham. And I just like to have just a little of it here and here, and like right here, just a tiny bit. And I did set my under eyes this morning, and I watched her talk about the colors of the powders and stuff. And she did say that, you know, like for certain skin tones, lavender is preferable. And that would be me. And that is when she mentioned the fact that they are going to have more shades coming out. I was like, ooh, okay. So I take a little bit of my lavender powder, and these puffs, you guys, I buy this on Amazon. They're the brand Face Made. I bought a lingerie bag. All of these that are dirty of mine go into a basket, like with all my sponges. And I do them in the laundry. I leave them in the laundry bag, and then I put them in the dryer without a bounce sheet. And they have survived many a washing. So I do like to set this. And I was being kind of mindful to not move it at all. I was trying to press. And, you know, keep the integrity of her product. But you can see how that lightened up my under eye substantially. And that's the clue for me that the color story is probably not perfect for me. But if you look at the difference of the dark and the down and the, and then you look over here and I'm like, hey, what's up? It works. It works. So if you wake up looking like that, you can look like that. I think it's nice. It's 64, still not bad. Oh, Maria, what did I miss here? The dog's tail. Where did I like lose something here? I don't know where I am. Kind of let down that most of her stuff is not available yet. We got that one. What was the dog's tail? I'm watching without sound. Going to have to watch tomorrow to catch up on what I missed. It does work on you. It's not just me. I'm telling you. I have a talent for applying makeup. I seriously don't think I do. And here's what I'm going to say. She has 2 Instagrams that are exactly what to do. And you can put it on your computer and sit down with a mirror by a window and do exactly what she says, except move this. If your face is falling like mine, move it up. And make sure that when you're doing lines, that's great. When you're creating angles, make sure that it is working for you. And being able to correct here so that for me, this doesn't look as flat as it's gotten, I think is a win. So I can honestly say this is a product that I feel very much happy to recommend. And I haven't even used it more than 4 times now. And it's come out basically the same every time. Now, the first time I did it, I did need to lighten things up. Like, I definitely look brighter now. It's nighttime. There's not light coming down right now. I look a little different than like my neck and my body today, but easy to fix with a little bit of just the lighter concealer, like something really lightweight, like the consistency of like the Victoria Beckham that's just super liquidy. And you can just take it on your finger and like tap where you need it, as opposed to going over the whole thing, because you're really getting her delicious formula under there that's so easy to spread and so agreeable with other products. I tried it with a couple different skincares now. I've done with a SPF today. I did use the Sarah Creel one that's called Vacation instead of Staycation today, so that my skin would be a little bit darker when I went in to go do the makeup, and that helped a lot. But yeah. I think it's great. Hello? Okay. Oh, the dog in the video. Yeah, doing lines. So I love this and I love that. And then she did come out with some liners. The one that I really want isn't here yet, and these just came. Her favorite is called Cowgirl, so we're going to go with that tonight. Now, my lips are chapped. She is definitely more warm tone than me. That is Cowgirl. Just for reference, this is my favorite. This is from Mob Beauty. It's M159. So you can see how much warmer that one is. This one's called Sizzle. Oh, that's pretty. I think that we'll go with that one. And French Exit. The one that I really want is the one that isn't out yet. Oh, that's pretty too. Maybe we'll use that one. That one looks more like my lip color. Let's go natural. She does kind of almost exactly what I do. I don't overline over here until I get to over here. And then I do straight here and straight here. She goes a lot heavier down here, but we'll just go with it. I do a straight line here, and then I overline just here, straight here. And then I start to come up higher here. It's a good color. And then I go here. Now, she says to go look low here. Something like that. And then her lip products are not out yet. Just put this Amicolite gloss on because it just doesn't really matter. And that's basically like the signature look of Mary Phillips. And I honestly think it is not time consuming once you get your angles together. And I think this actually could make things go faster because you're not taking out so many products and putting so many products away and taking so many products out. And you're just kind of sticking with, you know, that one thing and then a lightweight foundation. And if you don't have a lightweight foundation, she talked about making it a more lightweight by putting like a moisturizer into it or even like an illuminator or something to like thin it out. But you can see it does work. Anybody have anything they want to say? Any questions, thoughts? I'm dying to know what foundations she likes. And I know she probably won't say at this point because I'm sure she's going to come out with one, but she certainly plugged all the people that she was, you know, friends with and everything. And I thought that was great. You know, I think that Jen Atkin has really guided her because they're good friends and she's been through the whole, you know, social media parade. The one thing that I will say that happened during this week was Louis Vuitton came out with a crazy expensive line, and Mary Phillips, a makeup artist, launched, and they just announced that Hung Van Gogh is going to have his beauty line at Sephora. His products are already online, and I am hoping that instead of a celebrity makeup grab, you know, cash grab, that we're actually going to start seeing some more makeup artist brands again. And that the prices of the products for Mary and for Hung Van Gogh, they weren't bad at all. Hi, Maria. So I do want to just real quick I'm going to go back to Sephora. Oh, I don't know if I can do this not on the app. Okay. If you guys aren't familiar with his work, he does beautiful tutorials on YouTube, and his products, they're priced very normally a $32 blush. So I thought that was kind of ironic today that, you know, these two people who are like, I'm not saying that Pat's not, because she is, of course, the mother, but these are all talented people in the industry that are coming out with brands. And I really hope that this is a trend away from celebrity cash grab and back to hardworking people who understand makeup, photography, in-person red carpet, long-lasting makeup, makeup that has to stay consistent on television. I mean, I just really hope that this is a good trend, you know, a good thing that's happening. What do you guys think? I haven't seen a lot of comments, and I know I've been talking for a while. So please, and welcome Maria. What do you guys think? Big difference, huh? I could be like an ad. Does your wife or girlfriend look like this? Send her to Sephora. It is good smoke and mirrors. And it is good to remember that makeup can be such a good friend. Pat has lost the plot. I'm so much more interested in these realistic makeup artists. Well, I think we all sort of, you know, we were there for like the coming of age of the YouTube makeup artist, and we watched these people come and spectacularly blossom, crash, burn, you know, the whole cycle repeating itself. And I think it got kind of icky, and I felt much older than those people and not what I wanted to see. And then this other group like started to push forward, and you started to find those people in the community that you wanted to watch because they were interesting and they were honest and they were up close showing you like all their real stuff, and it wasn't BS. And you find the people that you can trust because makeup is expensive. I mean, forget about Louis Vuitton. Makeup is expensive. Skincare is expensive. Getting older is expensive. Life is expensive. And I just think if you can do a lot with a little, I'm into it. I'm into it. I'm into these combo products that I think are really, I mean, pretty good. I'll just be like this for the rest of the time. What do you guys think? You can try it even with your own products. Get in front of the mirror with her doing it. Get a concealer out, get a contour out, get a bronzer out, get a color corrector out, and just see what you can move. And remember to work in the lines. Now, she doesn't say that, but I noticed that. Like from here to here, you want a little bit of space, which is fine because we have like a lot of lines over here. And then don't go where your real this is. You want it lifted. So you're going to go like actually like on top of that bone to get that snatched look that the youngins like. I can't get over how flawless the MP side of the face looks. I know. Yeah. I think she's, you guys, I think she's the real deal. And I like that. And I like somebody who, she tells you, I've been working for 20 years as a makeup artist. She's done a few faces. And she had one of the young girls that she, helps to train. She said, she was running and getting coffee for people and doing whatever they asked for free just to learn, just to take it in, and talked about coming of age. And then one of her girls was doing her tutorial with Mary's stuff. She's like, I got mine a little early because I do some work for her. And she was like showing how to do it. And I thought, this is what it's about. She's a teacher. She's teaching and she's creating. It's like I could imagine when you're a makeup artist and you're seriously trying to do like everybody's face, and you've tried every product, just like she showed us. She gets every product and you see what works. I mean, these are creamier than the Tom Ford. You know how the Tom Ford has like a slide to it almost, and it's not a slip, it's more of a slide. This is creamier and thinner. I feel like makeup has gotten thinner. Do you guys think that? I think makeup has gotten thinner, more effective and thinner. I'm praying that that's what Natasha Genona's formula is going to be like. I hope it's just like her bronzer because this stuff is so fantastic. So I'm going to try on some lip balms for you guys, and then we can bitch about LVMH while we're doing it. And anything else people want to bring up. These are lip balms, and the reason why I'm showing them all to you is because, sorry, but you're going to have to look at half my face being not done. I'm not caring. The tariffs are going into effect, and if you want to make an order, you should do it soon because it'll be more money. I have most of the lip balms, and I think there's one buried under here, and I might need to grab my purse because I have a couple of them in there, and I flew into here before. Now they have a clear. You guys give me 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Hang on. Okay. Let's get some stuff out of the way here. It's like an excavation of the makeup. Here it is. All right. Okay. For those of you guys who don't know Jason and Tom from Phytosurgence, they are a couple in Vancouver, and they have a little indie brand that they started called Phytosurgence, and they are literally a two-man show. The two of them do everything. I'm going to put some of this on. This is the clear called Clear Coast. They make everything in-house. They both had jobs, other jobs. Tom is from Australia, and Jason, I don't know if he's, I don't know where his parents are from, but I know that they live, I think they live in Canada because he just paid off their mortgage. He is very, very, a lot of personality on socials, and they 100% repost the people using their makeup. They are inclusive in colors. They use very few white bases on their makeup so that every skin tone is taken into account. They're an LGBTQ plus and Asian-owned small business. They've had offers from humongous companies to buy them out to get their formulas. We'll go through all their products before the thing, but I wanted to at least get the lip balms shown to you because they just came out with some new colors. Now, this takes a second to kind of get going on your lips. You're going to, at the beginning, be like, oh, this is a little weird. It doesn't really, feel like great. But once you hit that point where it opens up on you, you're like, oh, okay. It's like a lip treatment. So they started out with a clear, and they have added colors. I just like keep moving things, and we're going to take a look at them. They do everything at their house, and they do everything. They formulate, they pour, they box, they mail. These are going to be in no particular order. Well, actually, that's not true. These will be in a particular order. This is called Tender Tides. It's a very rosy tone. And you can wear liner or no liner. You can do a very light application of any of these just to get like a hint of color. Or you can go in and build it up. And I will tell you a little secret. If you do this underneath a lipstick, it smooths out your lips so that they don't have those crazy lines like when you wear like a really matte lipstick. And because this isn't shiny, it works. But these are so beautiful on the lips. They just feel amazing, and the colors are really pretty. So that one's called Tender Tides. When you go on their website, things are kind of not super organized because it's sort of in launches. So if it says lip balms, you may have to look in a couple of different places to find the colors that you want. This one is one of my favorites. This one is called Soft Swells. And this is like the deeper, a little bit more cool toned sister to the one I just had on. And it's just starting to warm up. So this is the color initially, and then you can build it up. And honestly, like, I started first, I was wearing it under the lipsticks and stuff, and I would kind of, you know, try to find the colors, you know, that to go over it that sort of went with it. And then I started using these with a liner, and you don't even need lipstick in the middle of winter then. I mean, these things are extremely protective and so pretty. Just great colors. That's the one thing about Jason. You're not going to get regular colors. You're going to get really nuanced colors. And he thinks about all the people with warm skin tones at every level and all the people with cool skin tones at every level. They're bronzers. They have a rosy side and a golden side, and they do like 10 different depths or 8 different depths of each one. So no matter where you fall on the, you know, pendulum swinging back and forth, you have a match for you. I'm just going to take one of these out. This one is called Distant Depths. And I do believe this is one, there's a lighter one than this, and I couldn't find it this morning. But these are both the brown beigey ones that are limited edition. And we never know how long things are going to be in. But this was sort of like their 90s nod. And they just have like that hint of color, or you can really build it up. And remember, this is without a liner. But so pretty. Maybe I'll make this a little brighter. It's just really cushiony, not slimy. Your hair could probably stick in it, but it melts into your lips. And my lips hurt right now, and I can feel it, like, not in a, there's no scent, there's no burning, there's no, you know, nothing like that. But there's good ingredients. Okay, this one's called Warm Waves. As I said, there are some that are cool and some that are warm. This is one of the ones that I don't think looks very terrific on me, but if you have a warm skin tone, it's gorgeous. This is light. And then you can build it up. And they're just all very nuanced and really pretty colors. On his page, you will see all of the products shown on people of different skin tones. This one is called Sweet Saline. This is one of the new ones. And you will feel at the beginning that little bit of drag. And then all of a sudden, you're grooving. This is real light. And it's kind of that, it's like a dark nude liner. It's sort of that nudie, beigey kind of color. Like it a lot. Okay, next up, we have the first red that has ever worked on me in my entire life. In 57 years. I have never had a red lipstick or a red gloss that I felt comfortable in. I wore this the other day and I got to feel the power of the red lip without it entering the room before I did. And that's red. But super wearable. And definitely like red enough, you know, like just if you wanted to be deeper, you could use a deeper red liner with it and really go to town. But I can wear red. I've never wanted to. I mean, I've never thought I could, but it's fun. They know color unlike any other brand out there. They've figured out how not to make anything go warm or orange, and they master the cool tones. They do. And the warm tones, because Tom is cool and Jason is warm. Okay, these are so pretty. This is called Cold Current. This is one of the new ones. This is my favorite launch. These colors are so pretty for fall. Oh my God. They have like a this is like a berry. It's just gonna be so pretty all fall. Like, and you could even put this underneath like a different lip so that when your lips, it's like putting, it's not silicone or whatever, but it's like putting like a barrier that kind of like evens out the lines. I can't tell you like how flattering it is. Like when you have like yucky looking winter lips, these don't look yucky. This one's called Deep Dream. And I'm telling you guys, I like every color in this little group. This one has just a little like more like of that kind of berry, like a raspberry in it. It's just really pretty. And again, with no liner right now. And you could put this, I'll do the last one with a liner under and you'll see what I'm saying. Let's see what we have left. Well, that there was another one here, but okay. This is most of them anyway. This one is Silent Seas. And I'm going to put up a liner with this one just so you can see it. But I'll put this one on alone. Or I'll show you what I wore today, actually. These are just yummy. Molly, will you look up the price for me, hon? They look almost like a lip blush. I like that they're not shiny. They just hydrated. Yes. They are matte, but they're not dead. And they're smooth. Like, my lips are so chapped right now that they're actually red. And this makes it hard to tell. Now, and I think it's always best when you're using something like this to line first. So I'm gonna take this one off. I'm gonna use my favorite liner and show you that you can have more of a dramatic look. I'm trying to go fast. All right. I'll just grab Cold Current. And then I would go back. I'd love to go back. Okay. And you can like contour like wherever you want. And then, like I said, sometimes I'll put like a lipstick on over it. And sometimes I'll wear it by itself. This is clear. Then I have my lipstick out. I'll just put a gloss on. This is one of my favorite. This is Bikini from Victoria Beckham. It's like a real pretty nudie color. And I can just kind of like go in the middle. Give that kind of ombre effect. And they're so easy. Molly, how much are they? 15 or something? Where's my phone? And when you check out with them, check out using PayPal. It's like way less of a headache. But when you check out in Canadian dollars. It'll show you how much it is in US, but when it comes out, these orders have to be in before August 29th, and you get free shipping over Canadian $70. Siri, how many US dollars is 70 Canadian dollars? 50 bucks. Any order over 50 bucks. And when you go on their website, you'll see like different sections have the different launches in them. So even though this is Balms, this is just the most recent ones. They'll say summer 2025 on it. So these are 15 US dollars. They also have the most wonderful blushes I've ever used. I have no use for spending a ton of money on the Dior blushes. I decided that I like these more, and there's just too many things that I want to buy right now, and that's just not going to be one of them. There's no cool tones anyway. This was called Wisp. I like to work off the back of my hand, and it can go in, and this is particularly a beautiful color if you have olive skin, because it does not go orange on you. It's this beautiful lavender color that I think everybody's kind of looking for right now. This is called Wisp. They have a dupe for the Tom Ford, the new Black Orchid. They have really interesting shades, and I'll show them all to you, but I just want to show you these two because these are my most worn as a cool tone person. This one is like a dusty mauve, but these two together are insane, and they just came out with a new one that is like the cousin that meets in the middle. And $15 $15, you know, and it's quality makeup being made by somebody who cares, and they care about sustainability and they care about the environment, and they're very like, you know, we don't give out PR and we don't, you know, do this. We don't advertise and we don't want to be bought by anyone. We just like want to like do our thing. And they also have some amazing skincare. Their regenerative face oil is, first of all, let me describe the scent to you. Expensive Spa. It's got like blue tansy in it and stuff. We'll go over all this at another point, but very delightful. And because the tariff thing is going into place, I wanted to show these to you guys because I think they're really special and they're a great deal. They're not a lot of money. You're supporting an indie brand. And I think that, you know, it's funny. It's like I knew going into the video that I did, obviously, about the big conglomerates, that the independent beauty brands have so much more, you know, it's so much more volatile. It's so much more dangerous. It's so much more difficult. In fact, I just read that a group of indie people have gotten together to share their like product availability and the different ways that they get the resources that they need, and they're sharing those because there's so many things that have changed, and they're working together to try to stay independent but help each other with the supply chain. And I thought that was really cool. But I am making a huge effort to show more of the indie brands out there that are doing it better and cheaper than the big guys. And this is not like the crazy gorgeous, if you were 15 or whatever, disco color changing, you know, all of that stuff. There's like raw makeup being made too. And there's a makeup artist, Susie Gerstein is her name, and there's another one that is on their webpage. You'll have to look. But these people with these accounts, like they like worship, you know, that the feet of Phytosurgence, and they're using this on TV, and all of a sudden they're getting red carpet and all this stuff. So it's exciting. It's nice to see that people can still have a small business today and pay off their parents' mortgage and think about buying a second home in the Alps. It's like where they went on vacation. You know, it's just, I'd so much rather think that than give $250 to Louis Vuitton Moet Hennessy for one eyeshadow. Get off my soapbox now and step down and see what everybody else thinks. Please. Is there an indie brand that you love? Is there one that you've been thinking about? Mob Beauty is another one that we're going to be talking about because I think they're really cool. A really cool brand. Any indie happy favorites? Anybody? You guys, just from having this on my lips right now, I'm like feeling like a human again. I have worked out that the Louis Vuitton eyeshadow would be just under $500 here. Wow, you can get 12 or all 8, I mean, sorry. Let's go back to our fun game that we were playing called You Tell Me a Brand and I'll tell you what you can get instead of an eyeshadow or a lipstick. I asked ChatGPT for this, and I am going to post a link that you will be able to have to peruse, just in case you were wondering what you could buy instead. Let's go to let's think about like some fancy brands, like Hourglass, not a cheap brand. For lips, you could get a satin cream lipstick, a phantom glossy balm, a lip liner, a confession refill, a confession case, and a mini scattered light lip topper effect for the same price as one lipstick. For eyes, you could get the Curator eyeshadow trio in plus two of the scattered lights and a gel liner and an unlocked instant extension mascara with an ambient lighting eye bright for the same price. Okay, La Prairie. You can get a cellular luxe lip enhancer and a lip balm for the same price as one lipstick at LVMH. For eyes, you could get the Luxe eyeshadow quad and the Luxe mascara and a kohl liner plus a brow gel from La Prairie instead of the eyeshadow palette. I understand expensive. I understand designer. And I get that LVMH is steeped in history and, you know, I get it. I get it. Chanel's prices are going up because I feel like they probably were like, we thought we were charging way too much, and these guys are like jumping in, and now we look like we're bargain basement. I mean, can you even imagine like the meetings that they had? I mean, Maria, that is insane. They would literally have to cover me in diamond dust for days. I mean, I don't think I would pay that for like my wedding makeup, you know? It's just, want to hear some what you get from Chanel? Is that why you're saying Chanel, not just saying Chanel to me? Like, please talk Chanel to me. I got my Chanel today. I haven't opened it yet. I'm going to go live Thursday night again and Sunday. I'm going to try to really go for the trifecta this week. Okay, Chanel, you could get the Rouge Allure Cocoa Flash, a Rouge Cocoa Balm, a Le Crayon Livre for the same price as one lipstick. And if you went for the eyeshadow, you could get a quad and a Stylo U and a Le Volume mascara and an Ombre Premier Lac and a calligraphy gel liner and an Ombre Premier Mono for the same price as one eyeshadow from LVMH. Chantecaille, anyone? That's an expensive one. You could get a lip chic, a lip veil, a brilliant gloss, and a lip definer for the same price. Or you could get for the eyes a luminescent eye shade, an eye quartet, a faux cils longest lash, and a brow gel for the same as one palette. I mean, is there anyone? I did not think $250. I'm just, that's not where I was at. I was thinking 180, you know. And at least could you do a quint? I mean, they're beautiful. I mean, truly beautiful. Let me go on my Instagram because I Okay. Okay. I mean, truly beautiful. I can say nothing about the packaging other than wow. It is gorgeous. And I want a nice luxury experience, by the way. I like having at least a nice lipstick to open. You know, it's nice. It's fun. It's for me. I pay for it. Not paying that for it. But I think it looks like these are refillable. Yay. And it does seem like they're a lot less expensive when they're refills. So it's $160, and then I want to say like it was like $80 or something to get a refill. There's going to be a market for a desirable heritage asset. Louis Vuitton has waited such a long time to offer cosmetics that customers are terribly excited. The heritage is there, but quality has to be there, not just the aesthetic. Excuse me, your nose is up in the air. I heard the small lipstick trunk is $3,000 US. I'm sure you're right. I love it. Resting bitch face. Okay. All right. This one's a little trippy. Okay. So I'm looking and I see, you know, kind of the warm brown situation, kind of the mauve situation. Then we've got your pink and your purples and your other kind of pinky peaches. Then you've got kind of an interesting sort of plummy one down on the left, and you've got your blues and your greens. I don't understand. That picture that was being passed around with the four, remember like it was like a red and three browns or something? That was fake because this is what they look like. I mean, truly beautiful. I bet that's the size of a Gucci blush. You know, who knows? Like until you see someone holding it, I get it. It's Louis Vuitton, but like I don't know. Oh, we're excited about Natasha with her foundation. I mean, this whole thing is just beautiful to look at. Like YouTube live discuss LVMH. Oh my God, that was me. This is the new Garcon. This I did pick up. It's that mauve color of the blush. I'm very excited. All right. Anyway, we'll wrap things up. It's only been 2.5 hours and 40 minutes of this. Does anybody have anything that they want to say that they haven't already said? The plum is so pretty, but paying for the packaging for $250. It better apply itself flawlessly and give me a lid lift. Yeah, and maybe more than that. Maybe more. Maybe like do the dishes. It is just what did you call it, Melly? Obscene and what was that line? I need to like write it down. Obscene and what did you say? It was so perfect. Can you type it? I just kept every single person that typed to me today. After I wrote Let Them Eat Cake, I was just like obnoxious. This is the line of the night, you guys. It came from Molly. Packaging is pristine, but the price is obscene. I love that. It's so true. I mean, I'm not saying this doesn't look beautiful because it looks beautiful, you know? But gosh, I feel like at some point you just have to draw like a line in the sand. And I thought we did that with Hermes. I thought that was a line for me. I would never have bought it on my own. I got my first, first ones were from my sister-in-law. It was so sweet because it was so extremely, over the top. I just feel like in this economy right now, when everything is in flux and there are wars going on and things are changing, the political landscape is different, the world landscape is different. Does the world really need a $250 or $500 if you live where Maria lives? And if anyone's here from Canada, I'd love to hear how much theirs is going to be. I just don't know who these people are, and obviously they don't know me because they're launching this in China. And we've talked about the fact that a lot of these companies make their bread and butter in the Asian market. And the movie Crazy Rich Asians is like, it's real. And if you don't ever look at a price because you don't have to and you're, Jeff Bezos or whatever, okay. But I would have to work a lot of hours to make $250. And most people would. And even if you have it, should you be paying that for a product that, for all you know, it's the same formula as anything else, I mean, I know it's patent, it'll be great. Her formulas are generally fantastic. We can all agree. I did see like Allure, they were passing around lipsticks and lip balms, and they're all like, oh, this is so great. Well, what are you going to say? That it's not great? So I'll wait and I'll watch, and I can't wait to see who bites, but I'm saying when. When I'm out. I am out. Don't even want it. So I'm sorry, but I won't be reviewing this unless it's dropped on my doorstep by a ferry. Line crossed. All right, you guys. Anybody have any last words of wisdom? Thursday, we will be talking about some more Phytosurgence, and I'll go over the road stuff because that's going to be launching soon at Sephora, and people probably would like to see swatches of the blushes and to talk about the skincare. So that'll be Thursday. And then Sunday, I think we'll wait and see how the week shakes out and see what we get through. But that's what I'll aim for on Thursday. So I hope you guys had fun tonight. I did. I'm sitting here looking at myself going, it's frightening. Like I just want to just talk to you like this. Well, Mary, you did good. She did a great job. And it's fun to see a real makeup artist, celebrity or not, like she got there for a reason. And I'm sure it's very nice to see her making her own products, after using so many for so long. I get it. All right, you guys, sending lots of love to all of you. DM me with any questions. I have talked to a few people one-on-one. If you want to talk about anything, go over anything, learn something, try to figure out something, see some swatches, let me know. I'm working on finding a warm, medium, luminous but not sparkly bronzer for someone that has to have it in Europe. So I'm working on that for one person. And anytime you need swatches of something, you don't live near a store, just send me a DM and I'm happy to do whatever it is that I can do to help you guys. It's a jungle out there and we gotta keep each other close together and look out for one another. Shop your people's links. I don't have any in here because I haven't done them yet, but I will be putting the Phytosurgence in here. They have no commission. Just go buy stuff from them. They're fantastic. And I will put Mary's stuff. I do have links in my stories. If you do decide that you want to buy her palette, I'd love to see your looks. I'd love to hear what you guys think. I don't think it's totally necessary to have the brush, but it's nice. I mean, it does a lot between the nose and the eyes and the contour, plus you can do the one side for bronzer for sure and this side for contour. I could see that. But then there's also another brush that's coming with the blushes that would be amazing for bronzer. So anyway, let's see. Bye. Glad you spent your first night without Ryan. I know. I hate it. Thank you, Michelle. Sorry I was in and out. Felice, story of my life. Are you kidding? I've been in and out, and I'd left to go to the bathroom during my life. I was not prepared for Ryan to be locked out today. Sending lots of love to everybody. I hope you all have a nice couple of days, and I will see you all Thursday to talk some more. Good night. Bye.